This conference
Okay.
will now be recorded.
So under technologies, it is something like programming languages. We have many programming languages, we can do it. Okay. Tools are something like it is like flexible. Flexible in the sense, for example, in Java, if you want to create any variable, you will be syntax you will be following. Okay, in the program, like you will create one variable, you will create for creating a variable, you have to define like variable a is equals to 10, b is equals to 20. Like that, we have to define. But whereas coming to the tools, that syntax will be removed and it will be like just drag and drop. Okay, tools are something like where the activities can be dragged and dropped. It is something drag and drop kind of stuff. So the people who has a very good sound knowledge and technologies, right? They will learn the tools like on fingertips. They will understand a lot. That is what. Okay. So for anything, either for tools or for technologies, when we are explaining, definitely we will take one help. See, in Java we are doing like this, but in tool we are able we can do in this way. That way of comparison becomes easy when people knows at least one programming language. That is the reason when we are attending any demo session or something else, definitely a trainer will be like at least one question they will be asking, so that easy comparison and easy implementation it becomes easy. And admin is something like completely related to servers. Okay, completely related to servers in the sense, okay, whatever the application you are working, that application needs to be deployed somewhere and it should be accessible through web. Either it can be a WebSphere or OC4J or AWS or Azure or anything like server related stuff will come under admin. So whatever is we are learning, we are planning to learn, that is it. You guys are planned and decided to learn MuleSoft, but you should know it. MuleSoft is also a kind of tool. Okay, it is very easy. Drag and drop activities will be there, and for implementing APIs, it becomes very easy. So that is the difference between technology tools and admin stuff. Why? Because here freshers also there. Even I have to keep experienced people also there, but I have to keep everyone in mind. So that is the reason. Just I have given this heads up first. Okay. Now coming to the MuleSoft. Now this is what this is what exactly in the market. Now why coming to exclusively MuleSoft, we have to understand what is MuleSoft. Okay, what is MuleSoft? First, we have to understand why people are opting MuleSoft. Okay, what is MuleSoft is one thing. For what, the question for what is, first we have to understand that what is MuleSoft and why is MuleSoft. Why MuleSoft is required. And we have many integration tools. Okay, in the market we have many integration tools in the sense, what is my what is what is in my mind is, see, whatever the MuleSoft is doing, the same things can be done in other tools as well. Think like broad. We have Airtel, we have Idea, we have Vodafone, we have Geo. The purpose of this is only one thing, like we will be calling it or we will be using the data, right? In the same way, for just like MuleSoft, even other vendors are also there. Whatever we are doing in the MuleSoft, even we can achieve that in that tools as well. But why only MuleSoft? Why people are opting that, right? That we have to understand. So before understanding MuleSoft, for understanding what exactly the MuleSoft, let me give one case scenario. Let us discuss one case. That case is, think about 20 years back. Okay, 20 years back. So a person want to develop a banking application. Okay, banking application he want to develop. So before this middleware tools, before this MuleSoft and before these technologies, so normally only Java was there at that time. .NET and some programming languages are there. So whenever our client has came and he came with a client, came with let us take like USA client. He came with one requirement. That requirement is nothing but building banking application. So at that time, we don't have any other things other than programming languages, traditional languages. Traditional in the sense, old, like these technologies, we will be saying it as traditional. So only those technologies were there. Okay. So at that time, okay, if anybody is giving us project, means it is a big deal, right? So for implementing that project, our architects and everyone will be there. They have taken the requirements. They used to take the requirements and they will decide, like in this application so many modules. See, project in the sense, directly we will not be creating end to end, right? First we have to define the modules. So how many modules are there? Why in the banking application means definitely different modules. Customer module will be there. This module will be like holding the information related to customer. Account module will be there. Account related information. How what is the salary he is getting? Okay, how the transactions are, what is his account ID, all the stuff will be seen over there. Loans, we know it, like when we are applying loans, like how many, whether it is a personal loan or two-wheeler or four-wheeler or home loan or mortgage loan. So different types of loans will be there. That kind of information will be handled by loans module. And in that way, so before approving a loan, definitely everybody will be going for background verification. So one module is something like background verification module is there, and insurance module will be there. Like different modules. See, it depends upon the discussion between client and like the people who are developing it, client and like organization. For example, this project was given to IBM, let us assume like that, and USA is a client. Okay, so for implementing this, definitely first we will discuss the requirements. We will decide how many modules are there. As it is banking, the modules are, this kind of modules will come up. If it is some other defense project or some other project, like modules will be different depending upon the domain, right? This is banking domain, so related to bank, okay, these are all the modules. So our architect will decide, okay, these many modules. So if any customer comes, if we, in that module also we have to create different classes, like create customer, update customer, delete customer, like that, different operations it has to perform. So for performing these operations, definitely we have to write some code. That code is in Java. Why? Because we are following traditional languages. So all this for see, observe. You're nowadays what you are doing. If you are like ICICI user, what you are doing, you are just going to the portal, and if any like mobile you want to update mobile number. So what you are doing, like you will go and you just update it, and within 2 days or 3 days that mobile number will be reflected. That kind of message we will get, and okay, it will be updated even after 2 days. So all these are happening. How it is happening? Somebody is writing that code, right? For updation, somebody it is writing code. Uh, So whenever he is doing that, it will come to this module. It will go to this operation. Um, Depending upon the code, it will update it, and it will give the message to the user. That is how it is happening. But if at all people are using traditional language, then everything people have to write on Java only, right? If you are going in olden days, that is like 15 years back or 20 years back, people used to write only in one language. So for implementing this project, definitely from the client, we have to give our timelines, right? And we have to give the timelines and how many people are required for doing this project. Everything we have to give. Okay, let us take like for each module, two members are required. Okay, two members for every module, two members. For example, I have 5 modules over here, so the developers required here is 10 members. Okay, so at least 8 members. See, 7 to 8 is minimum for any project. For any project, that is also I'm discussing about 20 years back this history, right? So definitely the people are also required more at that time. Why? Because they have to write everything manually. Their requirements, they have to take from the client and they have to implement it. Okay, so in this way people used to create project. So for developing it, at least 6 months it will take. For testing, like after development, definitely like UAT will be there, QA will be there, and pre-prod will be there, and then finally goes to production environment. So different environments, that environment's decision also depends on client to decision. So if you want to test the code in two environments, okay, that is fine. You add QA and they will be moving to prod. It is completely their, like, why? Because they have to give billing for everything, right? If they want to do more environments, means they have to pay more for us to this. Okay, right. So are you guys able to hear my voice clearly or not? I could see one message like money has due to network fluctuations, network disconnected. Okay. So others, how about others? Are you guys able to hear my voice?
Yes, we can hear your voice.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, it's good. Okay, fine. So like this we used to do. So almost 1 year for completing one project. Definitely not less than a year. Definitely 1 year it used to take. So 1 year people are developing means 1 year they have to give billing, right? Client has to pay billing to IBM or IBX something, some organization, the organization who got this project. So how many members are working? 8 members. Only developers. Think about testers. Even at least two or at least 3 to 4 testers are required for testing business cases, right? So like 13, almost like 13 or 15 members depending upon the project complexity. The members will be varied and almost like 15 members. It used to like on an overall he has to pay the billing, right? And we used to complete that project and we used to hand it over to them. Okay, so for development time 6 months it is completely taken. Note that point. Okay, so later on what happened is like they don't want to go with traditional language. Why? Because see the disadvantages. We are building only on Java. For example, I'm saying like Java, we are building only on Java, no other technology we are using. That means only Java people needs to be there, right? If any changes occurs, Java people only has to fix it. Any defects, the same case. It is like technology specific it became. So without those people we cannot do anything. At least for fixing the code and everything, those technology, the people who knows the technology should be there. Okay, later on what happened is like the days got passed. Like in this way only people used to create projects. They used to hand it over. Finally it is running in a very cool fashion. Like after few years the client has challenged the IT market. So they have asked, see, I don't want to do anything from scratch. See, you people are doing from scratch and it is taking a lot of time, and almost like 1 year it is taking for completing the project. So he came with a requirement like I have the modules already in place. Means whatever the customer account, loans, background verification, insurance, he's saying like those modules are already there with him, but those are built in different technologies. For example, customer module was built on Java, account module was built on .NET, and this was built on SAP. So modules are there, but they are built on different technologies. So take like Ajax, this one takes like mainframes. So different technologies. Each the modules are there, but they are built on different technologies. Now he challenged the market. Hey guys, I don't want to create anything from scratch using the traditional language. I have these modules. Do you guys have the capability to integrate these modules, and whether you can create any new enterprise application? So what he is saying is whatever is there with him, with them, we have to create, the organization has to create a new application, and we have to test it and we have to hand it over to them. So in that way what is happening, 6 months time he is saving, right? If you people could able to do that, means what happens finally, 6 months time it reduces. So the project which is taking 12 months is reduced to 6 months, and the members that are required also, see for development I told like eight members are required. Even that members also will reduce. Why? Because no need to develop, already modules are there, we have to integrate. Only for integration 4 people or 3 people are required, that's all. So in that way he can reduce headcount. In that way, time will be reduced, headcount will be reduced. So on an overall, billing cost will be reduced. So he started asking. He challenged the IT market. At that time, when I was like fresher at that time, to be frank, I know only Java and .NET. I still remember when these integration tools are out. So at that time, like Cobra, people started thinking, hey, now it is in Java. So what is happening? Their Java application has to communicate with account somehow. Why? Because why I am saying, see, we are end user. Think like I am a user. I want to apply for a loan. So when I am applying for a loan, what happens at the background? First, when I am applying the loan, first they will ask whether you are an existing customer to that bank or not. So if I say yes, then what they will do? They will check our customer information. That means my name, my details, my phone number, my address, everything. For checking that, they have to go to customer module and they can check it. And after that, they have to go to my account module and whether my account number and how the transactions are going in my account, all those will be checked. That means intercommunication is there, right? When a person is applied for loan, he has to go to customer module, he has to go to account module, he has to go for background verification as well, whether the address whatever we have provided, whether that is correct or wrong. For checking that, he has to go to this module. That means now there is a need like two modules has to communicate each other. To communicate, they have definitely a communication should be there between two modules, and those two communicate, the communication between those two modules we have to implement. Then the people realized, yes, integration is required. Integration is required for in order to communicate, in order to provide the communication between two different technologies. People started thinking, and they have released Cobra. Cobra is the first integration tool. At that time, somehow it got failed. It was not that much succeeded. Later on, 2 years later, Oracle has released Oracle Sova. Now the integration tools one by one came into the market, like Oracle Sova. People released Oracle Sova. By seeing this vendor, other vendors started giving their integration strategy. Like TIPCO, and before TIPCO also Web Methods, that is a old technology. Web Methods, this is IBM product. Web Methods was there, and then slowly IBM has given. It is just like, think in a broad way. It is just like our Airtel, Hutch, Idea. The purpose is same, but vendors are different. In the same way, IBM has released IBM Sova, TIPCO. So like that, different technologies, the different vendors has introduced different integration tools. Okay, so among them, whatever the integration tools, so many tools are there. Web Methods, IBM Sova, TIPCO, still Dell Boom is also running now. Now currently it came up, but when I speak like 10 years ago, like all these are like these integrations tools made into the market. Among them also Oracle Sova has ruled the market like anything. This tool, just like Airtel 5G, after releasing the 5G, people are back of Airtel, right? In the same way, they identified this integration tool is good and everything is fine. So people started working and people are growing like anything. So somehow some tools will be having some flaws, right? Some flaws, definitely flaws will be there. So before 7 years also, this much Mule is also not that much. So MuleSoft is something like it is also an integration tool, but it is older version, Mule 3. That fellow is also having his own technology, his own clients. He is also doing well. Later on, he started thinking, he started seeing who in what product, what is the flaw. For example, so he started like, what are the flaws? Web Methods, what is the flaw inside this? IBM Sova, what is the flaw? TIPCO, what is the flaw? Slowly he started taking those disadvantages and he came up by removing all these advantages in MuleSoft, that is in version 4. In version 4, what are the flaws he has observed in other tools? Intelligently, he grabbed it, he just implemented that, and he started giving with low cost. So, if I take other vendors' cost, if I want to buy any product, the cost is very too high. too high, but everybody is having their own role. Definitely, if you see even today also, you can see Oracle Server is ruling the market. Like on web services it is ruling, but the cost is high. This fellow, what he has done very intelligently, low cost, and he has given cloud deployment. Okay, cloud deployment he has given. He introduced for integrating, as I said, like different technologies, right? For connecting to SOVA, for connecting to SAP, for connecting to .NET. So many connectors he has given. Drag and drop, establish the connection, send the data, take the data from the target system, and whatever you want to do, you can do it easily. So the connectors are almost like 600 connectors plus connectors he has given, where you could not see these many connectors in other vendors. Okay, and it is cloud deployment also. It's very cost. Take the AWS or take some other cloud. Oracle only OIC is there. OIC is another cloud deployment. See, if you want to go for cloud deployment, you have to buy this one and you have to deploy it. But what this fellow has given, he has given as an out of box. That means inbuilt feature. Out of box in the sense, in my terminology, it is inbuilt. So the cost is reducing, right? And what not? Security. 4 layers of security is providing. Not only 4 layers, it is increasing day by day. And he, whenever I am saying like cloud deployment, this admin team is not required. The people who are managing servers, that is not required. Why? Because once we buy the license, once we deploy our API, it is a MuleSoft's responsibility to take care of our API. That whether that API is up or down, or how much space it has to give in that server, everything will be taken care by MuleSoft. Okay, and it started concentrating. Why? Because nowadays actually we have two types of services. Okay, if I say like Oracle Sova as well, we have two types of services in the market: web services, and we have REST services. Okay, REST services. This fellow started concentrating on REST services a much. Why? Because these REST services are not that much flexible in other integration tools. It is he made it flexible in MuleSoft. So why REST services? Now you get the question. Why REST services? Why REST? REST. Why REST? In the sense, the answer for it is, whatever the mobile applications you are downloading, whatever the mobile applications currently you are using, all those are made on REST services only. Why? Because it is lightweight. Now, what is the difference between REST service and web service? Web service is heavyweight. REST service is lightweight. The performance of REST service is more. The performance of web service is less. REST service. So what is performance? Again, you will get a doubt. Okay, madam is saying like performance. What is performance? See, when you are browsing when you are opening the Google, some people will take only 0.0009 seconds to open the Google. Some people will take like 1 minute or 2 minutes, even though the browser is still revolving. That is what the performance is. If you are using REST services at back, like within milliseconds, you can the pages will be opened, which is very much required nowadays, right? Everybody is now, even banking or whatnot, yeah, everything is on at fingertips only. People are doing, right? People are not visiting banks. All apps these people are installing, and whatever you require, everything you are just putting the request and you are making the things done without visiting. But all this, how it is happening? It's people are saying like technology means what? It is nothing but like removing the older hurdles, and we are making a smooth process. That smooth process, for doing that smooth process, Mule 4 has currently playing a role. So that is the reason people who built in other technologies as well, they want to move with Mule. Why? Because the license is low, connectors are more, we can take the advantage of REST services. Okay, so this is a high level picture on MuleSoft. Now you guys tell me whether you have understood or not. This is the history. Why? Because before learning technologies, first you should know why we are learning. What is the advantage? Right? Am I correct? Nobody is speaking. What happened? Whether you have understood or not.
Yes, Nitya, we have understood some. This what you have
You have,
explained.
yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Kiran?
what I understood, like MuleSoft is a tool like where we can connect different applications
Yes.
and source the data in. Yeah.
Yes, yes. We can provide the communication between different technologies and different these things. And currently, the REST services are running, and MuleSoft is providing with low cost, and so many things are advantages are there when compared to other modules. So that is the reason people are back off
Yeah.
it.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Thank you.
yeah, Nagendra, Kiran, whether it is boring or it is fine. I want to know that first.
No,
Otherwise,
no,
I
it's
cannot
not
move.
boring.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's
So
not boring
see,
actually.
okay.
Nice.
People, I don't like opening the PPTs, like going very technical terms. Why? Because I observed like
Yes. Yes.
everybody is new here. Everybody is a fresher. For me, everybody is a fresher only
Exactly.
here.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the advantage, and this is why people are moving back. No, now if you see the current market, if you open it for MuleSoft, so many openings are there. Am I right? You could see so many, right? You could see so many openings for Mule 4. The advantage is nothing, only this is the only advantage. Okay. So for learning MuleSoft, definitely now, okay, why this tool is required, what is the advantage, why people are opting, why companies are looking at MuleSoft. Even see, for integration, for maintaining, for other technologies, for other vendors, level 3, level 2 or level 3 cannot bear this license cost. So that is the reason only we could see only in MNCs only. So other products usually like 5 years or 7 years back also level two. Why? Because the cost is high. They cannot maintain. They cannot buy. So even small organizations was not like it is not like that much flexible to buy as well. That the cost is very high. They cannot able to do that. Only in MNCs only we could see like this type of requirements. But now this MuleSoft has made everybody's life easy. Even a level one company is also maintaining. Now he can able to grab some industry, and he can do implement the projects, and even they are doing that. So that is how he grabbed the market. See, in Mule also different versions are there. To be frank, Mule 3 was not that much success. So even people does not know even Mule 3 is there. That kind of scenario was there with Mule 3. The version is old version, but people does not know much. But Mule 4, he changed everything. He changed everything in version 4. He changed everything. If you speak the difference between 3 and 4, lot of difference are there. Connectors here are more. Okay, connectors are more, and here connectors are less. So less. Exceptional handling is in the sense whenever you're creating any API, exceptional handling strategies we have to apply. In Mule 3, all we will be speaking like strategies, which it is like much confusion, to be frank. Even today, even it was with this much experience also, even I will confuse with the strategies which are there in Mule 3. That was completely removed, and he came with a new strategy, new exceptional strategies. If we at least like 9 to 10 cases are there. If you understand that 9 to 10 cases, you can implement MuleSoft project. You can handle any type of exceptions in MuleSoft. So no confusion, nothing. Very, very clearly he explained in Mule 4. That is one difference. And variables wise declaration also. If you require any variables declaration in Mule 3, it is like flow variable. Variables are a kind of like flow variable, session variable, like that. The terminology is also different. Flow variables, when to use that, when to use this. It is like clumsy, Like that it is there in mule 3. But in mule 4, all these variables he has removed, and only one type of variable he has kept. One type of variables. Only if you are creating any variable, that is only one type. No session, no local. No, not like that. No, he has removed that. Okay. So why I am explaining this? Why I am explaining the versions means, it is not only like you will be starting the mule 4 project directly. Sometimes there you should do some migration projects. There will be a requirement like mule 3 needs to be upgraded to mule 4. At that time, you should know the difference, right? Projects are of two types: creating a scratch project using exclusively mule 4 is one type of project. Second type of project is migration project. Project is there in mule 3, but they want to move that project to upgrade that project to mule 4. So when you are upgrading it, so we have to understand this, their implementation, and the same thing we have to implement in mule 4. Why? Because why I am saying is, for example, if older version to newer version, if you take SOVA, it is very easy. Directly, if you open like in the latest tool, the code will be automatically updated, and only some minor changes we will be doing. But coming to Mule, it is not the case. Even though we have opened in Mule 4, we have to follow, we have to fix lot many things, especially on variables area, exceptional area. So these areas we need to understand and we need to implement manually. That is the reason I am just focusing on this. Okay. So whenever you are interviewed, you have to ask whether you are working for migration project or development project. What I suggest is, for you are learning, you are new learners, right? Go for Mule 4 only. Migration, I will not suggest. Why? Because in that case, you should know this one as well, which is outdated. Currently, there is no market for Mule 3. But already 10 years back, people have built their projects, right? They want to migrate. Why? Because the Mule want to completely remove Mule 3. Only Mule 4, they want to stabilize it. But the people who has implemented in Mule 3, they have to upgrade, right? For them, for their purpose, actually, these migration projects are also currently running. Okay. In IBM, currently it is running, as far as I know. Some few migration projects are there with Infosys, IBM, HCL. I could see some migrations are still running. So when you are interviewed, you have to be specific whether you are working for migration or development or support project. Okay, three types of projects. So that you have to take the clarity. Okay, that is difference between Mule 3 and Mule 4. And for learning Mule, what system requirements you should have, that you have to understand. Your laptop or your desktop needs to have 8 GB RAM. Without that, you cannot learn it. Okay, and it should be of 64-bit. And okay, fine, whether it is Windows or Linux or whatever your operating system, but Windows, normally I will suggest Windows. Okay, Windows is Windows 10. From Windows 10 plus it should be. Okay, I hope everybody is having that Windows 10 plus, 10 or 11, whatever, it will work. Linux, I mean, operating systems can be anything, but the way of doing will be different. I hope everybody is having this.
Yes.
Okay. Nagendra, Kiran, Murali, I think you guys are also having this. Without this system requirements, it is very difficult. If you have minimum 8 GB, if you have 16, well and good, it will be very fast. Okay. So these are all the system requirements. And coming to the things that you are going to learn in Mule. So in my thing, actually I am going to, the whole Mule is divided into 20 modules. So this is a thing, 20 modules are there. So I will be explaining each and everything in detail. So Mule 3, Mule 4, like, yeah, we will be going for each and everything we will be discussing. SOAP services, REST services, we will be doing some samples on this, and where we will be implementing our APIs. Okay, how we will debug our applications. So different connectors we will discuss. Okay, we will do some lot many samples on database as a target system. Okay, I will be letting you know how we can structure the applications in real time, how we can consume different services. Why? Because we are in middleware, right? We are just like brokers. We have to connect. We have to connect to everyone. Okay, either through SOAP service or through REST service or through database or through MQ or through EM, whatnot. So whatever the target system or source system are giving, we should able to create it. Exception handling, which is very very important. Okay, and how the flows will be triggered, and one specific language we will be using for mapping, that is data weave. We will be working extensively on data weave. For example, if I want to process, and the next thing is like if I want to process billions of records. For example, take Amazon. During Dasara time, almost like crores of people will be placing the requests, right? So you assume if your API is getting crores of requests, then how you will be processing? See, as a user, what we will do, we will add to the cart, we will just submit it, but at the back end what it is happening, we don't know. That is what the middleware has to do. If at all they are using MuleSoft, if at all these crores of requests are going to Mule API, right? If Mule API, the one which you are developing, how you need to handle those requests, how you have to process it without disturbance, right? So you are booking something. I am booking something. Some other people are booking something. To my request, my transaction ID, I have to get it. I should get only my details. Okay, not your details, right? All those things we have to keep it in mind. If at all we are using middleware in Amazon or whatever, Flipkart, whatever. Okay, so for REST services exclusively, one thing is there, one language is there, RAML. How we have to write RAML, how we can implement APIs using RAML. All those stuff are divided into 20 modules, and at last, actually, I will be walking through real-time project as well. Whatever we have developed, whatever the projects I have done till now, I will pick up one project and I will showcase, like after learning all the basics and everything, after learning till 19. I'll showcase at last session. I will be showing like how we have implemented, how we will get a requirement and everything. Some sample resumes also I will be providing, and the training will be associated. It is just linked with the certification. After completing my training, I will be giving few documents. While learning those documents, even you guys can clear your certification. So immediately you can write it off. You can prepare your resume. You can start searching or whatever you want to do. So that is about the training session. I hope I answered everything, but the timings will not change here. 8:30 to 9:30 is the only time slot I have. I will take only one for a day. I will be taking only one session. That session is from 8:30 to 9:30. No other slots are available. Okay. So whoever, either a fresher or an experienced guy, for them it will take. We are giving us 25 hours, but it will take 25 to 30 hours. Why? Because understanding may not be same for all the students. Some people will understand very slowly. For them, I have to spend a time for making them understandable, right? So that is the reason rough is 25 to 30 hours. Okay. So any questions from your end? I anything from? Does anybody want to ask any questions, or are you guys are okay?
Yeah, can we get these recordings?
Yes, yes. Daily, every day, whatever we have to. And one more thing I have forgotten. Only like 2 to 3 classes, I will not be giving any homework. Okay. Post
Okay.
that, if I feel our basics are completed, every day a POC is given. Every day. I will
Okay.
discuss one concept. I will tell one example. Okay. Basing on that example, I will be giving homework. That is for your purpose only, not
Yes,
for
yes.
my sake. Yes. And coming to my introduction, I have 15 years of experience. My total experience is towards integrations and whatever the technologies I told just to you. So right from starting, I was there. Oracle SOA worked, Web Methods I worked, IBM SOA I worked, EDI I worked. Okay, TIPCO I have worked. So my stack is towards integrations only. Okay. Currently I'm working as an architect. I will not have much time. So that is the reason I will take only one slot so that I will not forget that technology. That is like my selfishness. Training technology, we should not forget, right? While discussing only, we will remember. So currently I'm handling 2 to 3 projects. So that is my introduction. Anything you require from my end?
Nitya,
Yes, Nagendra.
can I know the difference between Pega and MuleSoft?
Pega is completely, it is the vendor is Pega. It is completely, it is not like Java as well. Pega is having their own API framework. So using that API framework only, you have to implement the project. Okay. మీరు తెలుగేనా నాగేంద్ర?
అవునండి.
అందరు తెలుగే అనుకుంటా ఇక్కడ. కిరణ్, బై సీయింగ్ నేమ్స్ ఐ కెన్ అండర్స్టాండ్ ఎవ్రీబడి ఈస్ తెలుగు.
Yes, తెలుగు.
ఓకే, ఫైన్. ఇప్పుడు జావాలో ఏపీఐస్ ఉంటాయి. ఓకే, ఏపీఐ డిఫరెంట్ మెథడ్స్. అట్లానే పెగా వాడిది ఓన్ టూల్, ఓన్ అనమాట. ఇంకా పెగాలో తప్ప ఇంకా వేరే దాంట్లో స్కోప్ ఉండదు మీరు పెగాకి వెళ్తే. ఓకే, సో మీరు ఏంటంటే ఇంకా ఓన్లీ పెగా అంటే పెగాదే అంతే. ఇంకా వేరే ఇప్పుడు మిడిల్ వేర్ అనుకోండి, మీరు మ్యూసాఫ్ట్ నేర్చుకున్నా వేరే మిడిల్ వేర్ ఇంటిగ్రేషన్ టూల్ మీకు అర్థమైపోతుంది ఈజీగా. టూల్స్ లాంగ్వేజెస్ అయినా అంతే. జావా నేర్చుకున్నారు అనుకోండి, .NET కూడా మనకు వినేటప్పుడు జావాతో కంపేర్ చేసుకుంటే ఈజీగా అర్థమవుతుంది. సో పెగా వాడిది అట్లా కాదు, వాడు ఓన్ ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్ అనమాట. వాడి మెథడ్స్, వాడి ఫ్రేమ్వర్క్. ఇక అందులో మీరు చేశాక బయట అనేది ఇంకా పెగా మాత్రమే చేయాలి, ఇక వేరేది మీకు స్కోప్ ఉండదు. ఇప్పుడు నేను టిప్కోలో చేశాను, అది ఇంటిగ్రేషన్ టూల్. నాకు మ్యూసాఫ్ట్ అయినా అర్థమవుతుంది, ఇక వేరే ఏ టూల్ అయినా అర్థమవుతుంది, ఎందుకంటే అది జనరిక్. ఓకే, మిగతా వచ్చేసి జనరిక్, అది వచ్చేసి స్పెసిఫిక్. అదే తేడా. ఓకే, సో అశ్రిత, యు ఆర్ ఆల్సో యూఆర్ ఆన్ తెలుగు ఆర్?
Telugu.
ఓకే, ఫైన్. ఓకేనా, ఫైన్. సో good to hear from everyone. That's nice. Okay, session and everything will be there. These sessions will be continued like today, tomorrow. Classes will like demo only it will be, but from Monday onwards actual classes start అయిపోతాయి. Okay, same timings it will continue.
Okay.
సమ్ టైమ్ సాటర్డే నాకు మధ్యలో ఒకవేళ కుదరకపోతే నేను హాఫ్ ఇచ్చి, ఒకవేళ కొన్నిసార్లు సాటర్డే కూడా పెడతాను, అంటే డిపెండ్స్ మనకి సిలబస్ని బట్టి. ఓకే, అప్పుడప్పుడు, నాట్ డైలీ. ఓకే, యా. ఓకే గైస్, చలో, విల్ మీట్ యూ అగైన్. థ్యాంక్ యూ, థ్యాంక్స్ ఎవ్రీవన్, బాయ్.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nitya.
Have
Thank
a
you.
great day.
Yeah, thank you, bye.
Yeah.